So let's talk a little bit about this year, the numerology, as well as the Chinese astrology. So we are currently in 2024, the universal year of eight. And eight, reminds me of the infinity sign, that equilibrium, that balance. Okay. The number eight also represents money, personal achievements, possessions, and empowerment, right? Becoming empowered through, tapping into your own inner resources, your own inner gifts, talents, wisdom, so on and so forth. The 8 year is a year of action. And it's now time for us to put what we have learned and what we have worked on and what we have experienced and translate that into wisdom, knowledge, and talent and activate it here in the physical realm. So in essence, everything you learned, what you know, the experiences you had, now make it into something that's tangible for you in terms of a creation in this year. Okay, tangible results. It's about justice, leadership, prosperity, balance. In all the research that I've done, as well as my own inner channeling, if you will, prosperity and money are tremendous this year. Finances this year, I'm feeling like finances are going to be a huge topic for everybody this year. In one level or another. This is also the year of karma, reaping what you have sown. And just know that karma is not a punishment of any means. Rather, karma is just a balancing. It's really the universal law of cause and effect in action. The universal law states that for every effect in your life, there's some cause that it's rooted in, right? The cause then, the result of the cause births this effect that you now are experiencing. And that's really all karma is. It's just a balancing act, right? Everything works in balance, in tandem. So let go, clear, don't hold on, allow yourself to move. And when I say allow yourself to move, I mean like allow yourself to move in whatever direction that you can feel is flowing, right? Like we all have things that we want and things that we want to create and we want to do. And one of the most important things that we can do is to be aware of what is presenting, even though it may not look exactly like what it is that we want it to be, but to rather work with what is presenting, knowing that by working with that, it will then be a stepping stone to what it is that you are looking for. A lot of times we think, I want to move to this house, right? And then we're expecting that the house is going to be in a certain place, going to look a certain way, going to, cost a certain amount. And, perhaps some other situation presents itself, but it doesn't quite look like that. It's like taking into consideration what this is presenting to you and then discerning like what it is about this that you like or don't like that's letting you further define what it is that really you want, because perhaps maybe the image in your mind or what you're thinking is not really the highest and greatest potentiality for you. Just as an example, right? It's really about having awareness around what is presenting and then working with that in a constructive way to support you moving into your very highest timeline. So let go, clear, don't hold on, allow yourself to move, flow, and receive the new. This letting go is another big one that's come through for this year moving forward. We have a tendency to hold on, right? We hold on to, so many different things in so many ways, right? We hold on to relationships, we hold on to people, places, things, situations, even the ones that we don't like, many times the ones we don't like, but because we're used to it, it's like we know it. And because we know it, we're comfortable with it. We may not like it, but we're comfortable with it. And this year, being the year of eight, let me back up a second. Let me put it this way. So if this is the year of eight, next year is the year of nine. And the year of nine is the endings. Year of nine, which is next year, 2025, is the end of the cycle that we're currently in, which means that next year is where things end, is where things get tied up, done, finished, making way for the new cycle to begin. So if in the year of the eight, you can let go tighten up your focus. Let go of what is not truly serving you, or maybe something that you've been sitting on a long time and it hasn't happened yet. Maybe it's time to let go of that so something else new can come in, right? This is the year to let go as much as you can to the people, places, and things that really do not serve you. If there's something you've been thinking about that you want to do, if there's something you've been contemplating, initiating or doing, this is the year to do it. This is the year to let go of what you can so that you can initiate something new. Many times we're sitting on ideas and things that we want to do, but we've been sitting on what we've been doing for a long time because it's comfortable. It's like, this is the time to let that go, right? To the best of your ability, right? So that you can allow yourself to step into that new thing. If you're able to do that to the best of your ability consciously throughout this year, you'll be set up really well for the following year, for the year of the 9. So the year of the wood dragon, this is in a Chinese astrology, and this symbolizes humanity's aspiration to achieve progress, growth, and expand. So this is the year of making decisions. Again, right? Like the letting go. Let me make this decisive decision and let that go so that I can pave the way for this new thing to come in. Okay. It's the year of making decisions. It's a year of building foundations. It's the year of starting fresh, right? Laying your groundwork for lasting success, paving your way for long-term achievements, right? There's many things in our lives that, if we were able to move them to the side, we know that we'd be paving the way for us in the long run for that success. So the numerology, personal year numerology. So this I put in here for you guys, if anybody's interested. This is for you to figure out your own personal years. So what you do, well, the personal year numerology is finding out the potential opportunities and challenges for you based on your birth information. So you take your birth month, your birthday, and then you take the year that you want to know about. So to know about the year of 8 for you, you would take 2024 and then you would add it. So if somebody was born, in this example, I have somebody's born on July 22nd, you would take July 22nd, which would be 7 plus 2, 2, and then you would add the year 2024, and that equals 19. And then you break down the 19 to 1 plus 9, and that equals 10. And then you break down the 10 to 1 plus 0, and that equals 1. And that would make 2024 personal year number 1. So I put this URL here, but you could just Google what is my personal year in 2024, and a whole bunch of, calculators and things like that you can go to. But I found this one was really good and concise with their description of the years. If you had any questions about that, you can reach out to me. But I thought that was pretty cool to see kind of like what this year looks like for you, like the trends and stuff for yourself. Okay. So for Chinese astrology, you can find out what the year of the dragon, because this year is called the year of the dragon. You can find out what the year of the dragon looks like for your sign. So like here, it shows all the different animals for Chinese astrology, and you can look and see what year you were born. So like for me, I was born in 1973. So 1973 is right here. So that means I was born in the year of the ox. So you could just Google, what does 2024 look like for the ox in Chinese astrology. Or if you're the dog, say you were born in 1970, you could Google what is the year of the dragon looking like for the dog in Chinese astrology. So let's get a bit of a bird's eye view here. So like I had said earlier, we're building up energy into March and April. Okay, so going from now in January through February through March, the energy is really culminating. It's coming to this peak that we're going to find, and then it's going to start pushing us through this year. This energy is going to climax around March, April. Some are saying around March, April, May. And it's really right around that time of the Great American Solar Eclipse, which is going to be finalizing that X. It's over the United States. If you don't know what that's about, you can Google a Great American Eclipse, and that's going to be quite a solar eclipse. And that's going to be in Aries. And Aries, again, is a very initiating energy, like a brand new astrological cycle. And that's on April 8th of this year. And it's happening on the exact degree of Chiron. So Chiron is the represents the wounded healer. So it's a massive healing that's going to be happening for us, especially here in the United States, at the time of that solar eclipse. And we'll get all into that as we get closer to it. So this is a 3-month stretch. All the planets, like I said, are moving direct, entering brand new territories. So all of these planets that are going direct, that are bringing this thrush of fresh energy moving us forward, are all starting at the very beginning of the sign, which means, again, a lot of brand new initiatory energy. With this level of energy, you can expect a lot of tumultuous, activity, a lot of craziness, a lot of, events that are like, oh my God, another thing. It's like the wowing 20s. It's like always like, wow, really? Did that just happen? Wow, really? Did that just happen? You can expect a heightening of that around that time, going from the spring into the summertime, coming through this this time of this eclipse. So entering brand new territories, things will start to move ahead faster and faster and faster, with collective as well as personal karma, especially in relationships replaying. So relationships are not just romantic relationships, relationships with anything, relationships that you have with people that you work with, relationships with your neighbors, relationships with your family, relationships with yourself, right? Life is really, the quality of one's life really is quite dependent upon the quality of their relationships. And the quality of our relationships is quite dependent upon the relationship we have with ourselves, right? So this is all going to be playing out in a really big way. So, it's a lot of new beginnings happening as we ramp into that. And it's all setting us up for this time where there's going to be quite a lot of climax and quite a lot of heat, so to speak, as things kind of get ramped up and thrown up so that they can then start to dismantle. So it's super important to be like, especially at this time and really through 2024, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, to really be compassionate and to really be like patient and kind, with yourself and with others. And even in your perspective of what's happening in the world, like, everybody's playing their part, everybody's doing according to their contracts, right? Everybody's doing the best that they know how to. And the more that we can hold that compassionate, higher perspective of the world and what's happening, and the more that we can, be generous, with our spirit, and be kind and understanding, the better time you'll have, and the better time that those around you will have, and the better time that we all as a collective will move through this. 2024 and 2025 are gearing up to be, quite a time of change.